also a regular employment, how do you say,
Sponsored, yes.
Beneficiary like me,
Okay.
right? I work for nonprofit, so they should not charge me more. But what if I work for, you know, a good investment bank,
Sure.
like big investment bank, and I'm getting paid a fair amount of money?
Okay, sure.
And that, you know, I have a more senior level position, you know, like executive or something, that the company is willing to pay, and $5,000 could be nothing for the
To the
employee.
company, yes.
So it, you know, see what I mean? It depends on the profession.
So, okay, in a case like that, let's get back to the company.
Sure.
And that they're sponsoring someone. Who in the company do you answer? Do the person answer to? It's got to be somebody under the person. I mean, someone. If the company sponsored me, the company in the United States,
Right.
to work for them,
Right.
who do my check and balance? Who's my senior here? In other words.
Yeah, just like regular company. A citizen getting a job, it's the same thing.
But I mean, is there someone in the company that I have to answer to about things?
About immigration?
Oh, yes. In other words, if a company sponsored me, the company in the United States to work for them,
yeah.
who in the company do I check in with? You see?
Check in about what?
About my life here. If they sponsored me, they brought me here, they're responsible for me here. Is that correct? Is that how it works? In other words, is there someone you answer to? You know, like if one of my nephews came up from Georgia,
right,
he would probably stay with me. So he would basically answer to me. I would ask him questions, how you doing, what's going on? You know, so in a case like that, if a company sponsored you, I'm sure the public want to know also, who do the person answer to?
Right, no. It's interesting.
Is there someone you have to check in with?
No, there's nobody you need to check in with. Not at that level. You do need to inform your lawyer, either the lawyer that your company hired to do your case, when you want to travel, when you want to bring your family or children, or when there's any big change in your life. Small changes like change of address, you may need to inform your immigration lawyer. But not like, you know, you need to check in, and I think...
So you're just here, you're just working for this, let's just say, a blue blinded company. You're working for a blue blinded company. So there's not, you don't have to go to the boss, the general manager, he's not, you don't have...
No, you don't need to regularly report to the to anybody.
But probably your lawyer. The company will have a lawyer for you.
Yeah, to be safe, whenever you need to go out of this country, you need to inform your lawyer. You know, any life change event, you need to change your basic information on your immigration form. You need to, you know, those like family structure, that kind of thing, you need to inform your lawyer so they can update your information. It's not good if the immigration service has outdated information about you. So that's only that. So the company is not responsible for your sort of emotional, personal matters. Yeah.
Let me ask you this question, and I guess this, I'm sure the public want to know this here.
Sure.
All right. I was born here in the United States. All right. We went through a series of shots that we had to take. The booster shot at a certain age. I think the booster shot was when we were 5 years old. And a shot.
Oh, immunization?
Yeah, we get these shots, right?
Okay.
I got to still have it. If I rub here, I can still feel it, right?
I have one too, but I didn't get it here.
Yeah, you got right there, right? Okay, yeah. So, you know, my mother had one. It was real big. You know what I mean? That thing was big. The booster shot, you take the shot, you go down, you know, whatever.
Okay.
All right. When a person just comes to the country, to this country, do they have to get those shots?
Again, you know, I have heard, I haven't gone through that process yet.
But you do have the booster shot.
People who are sort of closer to getting their green card, they need to go through a medical examination.
Okay.
So, and I don't know what's required that, you know, whether it's weight or shot or whatever.
So when did you get your booster shot?
I don't know. My family probably lost track. But listen, when I came as a student, the school, and maybe that was an immigration requirement, the school school required me to have certain shots, and I didn't prove that. I didn't have a record of that, so I had to redo it at the age of 22.
Okay.
Certain shots, and so that you're not carrying certain disease.
Right.
So that's that. I'm not, and I don't think it was booster.
Well, that's the name that we called it. Was the booster shot.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, but there's some interesting questions because there are that kind of requirement at different times.
Yeah, because
some are more comprehensive,
right.
And then if you come here as a student, there are basic health concerns or disease that the school wants to know about.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying it because I guess the booster shot was the last shot that you got. You got that like 4.5 years old, right?
What about TB?
Well, I think they got them shots before. I think they gave us those shots years before the booster shot. The booster shot was the last actual shot that I remember that you get. Okay. That's the shot before you get ready to enter kindergarten. Then your mother would have to take you. Right. You know what I mean? And the mother walking and all the kids walking slow. They're going to get the booster shot. Kid going in, he's jumping up and down. They get that booster shot.
Right. That's funny. Does that include chicken pox?
I believe so.
You sure? Yeah.
I think so. I think the booster shot is that you get ready to go to school now. So the school would give your mother paper. Your mother would have to take you to this place, and they would, kind of like it was like dog pound. I guess everybody, mother be walking, and the kids walking behind her mother. You get the shot. We all sitting around. They give us a lollipop. Right. And they give us these shots. But this shot here, the reason why I remember it because even when I rub here, I believe I still can feel that shot. I think I'm on the surface right there.
So you were pretty traumatized by the shot, basically.
And my mother on her shot, her booster shot, I guess she had it way back in the 40s or whatever, or way before then, because she was born in 1923. Wow. So her booster shot was big.
I know.
And I guess it's an immunization shot. She had a scar like this.
Yeah, technology
nowadays right, exactly. But the idea is that I think I got mine in 63, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 69 I got my shot before I entered kindergarten. But I guess that what the public wanted to know is that when you come here, if you just get here, do they take you through those series of shots that we had to go through?
No, you have to have the shots before you come, and
so how do you get the shots before you come? Your country?
Go to the hospital.
In your country?
Yeah, and ask for the shot that you want, and ask them to provide the paper, and just to sign either sign the paper that the school gave you, or or have them say what shots you received, and then I know that you don't need that for tourist visa.
Okay, right,
I think only probably for people who are here for extended amount of time.
Okay.
And that, again, like I said, before getting your green card, you need to go through some sort of medical examination.
Okay.
Again, those fingerprinting and criminal checking, and not to divert from the health discussion, but I'm saying that there are steps that a person needs to prove that you're okay, you're clean, in order to move on your immigration case.
In terms of the legal part of it, in terms of criminal
health, criminal, those kind of things to make sure that you don't carry anything that's suspicious or in that maybe a danger to the society or to the community, and that you clear your records and then you can move on.
Okay.
So that's
all right. Now let's talk about those is here that's undocumented and that they're going through problems and things of that nature. What can we do to help?
What do you mean problems?
Like, in other words, if they are pulled over by a police officer and everything, that they are in fear of being deported. So what can we say to the audience that we can bring some kind of comfort or something like that?
Well, I think it's a very broad question.